Hi Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the first week of December for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Remember, these are general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Please don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit. We can't get everybody each and every time, but we try. Hope you guys are hanging in there okay, right? You guys have had the lunar eclipse in Gemini in your 7th house of partnership. So let's see what happens for you guys in this energy. So I'm going to be doing 2 Celtic cross spreads, one for you and then one for an energy that you're dealing with. So that could be a relationship, a job situation, a family member, a friend, whatever it is. So let's see what we have for you. Starting out with you, we have the King of Pentacles. Very nice. Oh, we have the Tower. All right. Crowning energies, the Ace of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Right. Remember that 7th house, right? It could be anyone that you have that shared soul connection with. Not that I have to tell you, because I'm sure many of you have been feeling those energies anyway. You didn't check out the video I made on it, on the partial lunar eclipse. Please do check it out. A lot of good information just about the astrology that we're experiencing in general. Okay, so coming into this energy, we have the Justice, right? And the Justice is Libra energy, and Libra rules what? It rules the 7th house, which is exactly what we're talking about. That you had the particularly Sagittarius risings, to a lesser degree, Sun and Moon. But this is about a win-win situation, cause and effect of a situation, but the truth coming out. And the thing is, Libra, Justice is Libra, as I mentioned, 7th house. It's ruled by Venus. So when we're talking about justice, what does that mean? Well, it's taking that element of what's Venusian and asking ourselves some really pointed questions, right? Do I feel loved in this relationship? Do I feel capable of loving them? Do they love me? What is money like, right? Because Venus is a money planet. Is it equitable? Do I feel good about myself in this connection? Do I feel good about myself in this job? Whatever it is. And asking these big questions and looking at how fair were things, and if they weren't fair, what needs to be adjusted? And that was, in the recent past coming into this energy. Current situation, we have the King of Pentacles, which is, King of Pentacles is just a very solid, practical, wise energy. If this could have to do with being a wise investor with money. This could also be very solid and practical in your approach to relationships, Sagittarius. So this could be you, or this could be an energy that you're dealing with. Remember, when the energies are enmeshed, it could always be vice versa. But we have this being crossed by the Tower, and the Tower is definitely an ending of something. Now, this is about unwanted change, some sort of upheaval. But the Tower can also, it does not mean for every single Sagittarius rising particularly, that there's going to be an end of a relationship, that there's an end of a job, that there's an end of something specifically. It can, but it doesn't have to be. This could also be very much an internal Tower moment, which I know a lot of Sagittarians are going through because of this nodal axis, the relationship that this eclipse axis has. Sagittarius is the south node of the moon right now for the next year now at this point, a year and a half, really at this point. So this could certainly be needing to change your perspective, change the way that you see something, but it's being thrusted upon you, like you have almost no choice but to see something different in that connection, in that business partnership, whatever it is. So it's, and the King of Pentacles is a pretty dug-in energy. It truly is. I mean, it's very solid, very practical, very wise, very this is the way it should be. But then we have this Tower energy, and maybe something is not 100% of what you thought it was, or you might be changing your mind on what you thought you actually really needed and wanted in a situation. So we have the crowning energy is the Ace of Wands, and this is about a new project, an inspiration, you feeling the urge to create. This could be the urge to go forward in anything, want or will, motivation, passion, right? So this could be a new relationship, this could be a new job, this could be a new project, but something new is on your head that's really very much inspiring you, even though we have this ending of something. And we have this working with the 2 of Pentacles in the upright, which is about having choices. There are 2 choices that you need to make. There's weighing of options here. Some of you may be in a space of multitasking, almost like, oh, it's a nervous energy that everyone's going to be feeling anyway, just because this lunar eclipse Gemini energy for this first week. Because remember, whenever we're dealing with eclipse energy, there's always this pre and post shadow, kind of like with retrogrades. Eclipses are the same. So you don't want to be making any big harsh decisions, as I did mention on like for the mood read for Monday. You don't want to be making any big decisions, but this can feel like, oh, you know, a little frenetic, and you sort of really in the space of realizing that you have a couple of things going on and you not being totally sure what to do, right? Because this is a Jupiter in Capricorn, and Jupiter expands whatever it's in, and Capricorn's all about work. So you can have a decision to be made here. What do you want to put your energy into? So you might have a couple of options as far as work. You might have a couple of options as far as relationship, a couple of options as far as how to handle something. And you're just really trying to figure out the right thing. 10 of Pentacles here. A couple of people are getting this craziness. It's crazy because I'm using different decks and I shuffle so much in between. And this is a couple of people are getting this. 10 of Pentacles in your psychology right now, Sagittarius. So this is you maybe focusing very much on the idea of family. Of creating a family, something going on within your family, focusing on the idea of being able to leave a legacy, being able to leave an inheritance to people. Some of you are like, hell no, you know, or maybe it's you're focused on retirement, or maybe you're getting an inheritance, right? It could certainly be that. But this could also be like, this is 10 of Pentacles is very much like a will you marry me card. Let's open a business together. Let's buy a house. But it's look at this vibe though, where there are other people, right? You see, it's like a family vibe. Even if it's not blood family, it could be like, you know, close friends, close connections, but that kind of jive, right? Like that's where you're at right now. Now the energy external to you, so this could just be the general energy external to you, or this could actually be a person, is the Ace of Swords energy, which is about mental clarity, some sort of new ideas coming in, but with that energy, there being a new conflict. Now for some of you, somebody out external to you may be in need of surgery right now. And that's going to be for some of you, okay? But for others of you, this is about somebody that you're dealing with, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in work, family, friend connection, them suddenly having this mental clarity. And with that clarity comes some sort of conflict. Now, your fear is the Five of Pentacles. Now, this is a very mental card to begin with, and it's in a very internal space, right? This is a very internal placement, okay? So this doesn't actually need to be going on, but you might be really worried, right? You might be very worried about money. You might be very worried about being alone, isolation. You may have a poverty mindset. You may be worried about, now for those of you who would resonate with it as this being surgery for someone in your life, you may be very worried about them and you're not really talking about it, right? Because this is in your fear, right? And there's this idea of worrying about poor health. So, okay, for some of you, you're going to be resonating with it like that. But it's like there's a lot of worry here. Then we have in the near future, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is feeling very strong connection to something. This is a reliable energy, patient energy, hardworking, doing what needs to be done, you know, and things ultimately ending up going well, or as they're supposed to be. Now, obviously, let me just address if somebody's having surgery. Okay, let me get that out of the way. Not to say it like that, but because it's going to be a different understanding for everything else. So somebody's having a surgery and you're very worried about them. This idea of, okay, this is what you have to do in order to either get better, or this has to be the next phase, or this is the next step, right? And then we have in the final outcome the Two of Swords energy, which is needing to make a decision about something, okay, having to do with this, okay? So that's for those of you who are resonating with it like this. It could certainly be a family member because we have the Ten of Pentacles energy, okay? So it's for some of you. If it doesn't have anything to do with that, again, this Ace of Swords can indicate a new idea, being, you know, very mentally clear on something, but you being afraid, maybe about money, you know, again, just being worried. But because it's Pentacle energy, could certainly be you're worried about financial loss, you're worried about poverty, you're worried about feeling isolated in something. But then with the Knight of Pentacles energy, this is about in the near future being super patient and putting in the hard work and just being very reliable in the near future. But the final outcome is you might be, doing what you got to do for the moment, but at the end of the day, Sag, you might be just saying, you know what, I have to make a decision. Maybe I have to compromise, maybe not, but I have to make a decision. And that's what this is. It's being at cross purposes with yourself, right? Because the Two of Swords is a moon in Libra. A moon is like feel, right? So you're feeling. It's everything under the surface. And it's in Libra, Sag. And that's Libra's the 7th house, which is where you had this lunar eclipse in Gemini. We have all the 7th house energy coming out for you. So you're going to be needing to make a decision. So if you're going to compromise. If you're going to take it in another direction, you're going to take it in another direction. But what you can't do is you can't expect things to stay the way they were. I definitely am vibing there being a lot of confusion here for you. And there is clearly a change in the dynamic with the Tower, whether it's internal to you, internal to them, the ending of something, and you just trying to process it. That is what I'm seeing. Okay. Let's see what's going on with an energy that you are dealing with. All right. So it was the Light Sage Tarot, and now I'm using the Chocolate Tarot. All right. Okay, 7 of Swords. The Star. Ooh. All right, and somebody's like, interesting mix of energies here, because the 7 of Swords is, to me, a lot of times, to me that shows up as like a mask energy, right? Because it's Moon in Aquarius. Moon is, I feel like, underneath the surface in Aquarius is different than what I'm showing you. A lot of times it's, trying to play somebody at their own game. Somebody might be trying to play you at your own game, putting the face on, doing what they need to do because they don't want to argue with you. They're afraid to argue with you. Right. All right. Listen. So the Knight of Swords coming into this energy, this is like somebody with a sharp tongue. There being some sort of conversation, some truth coming out, it getting really heated, and there being this inciting of a lifestyle change. I always say with this energy. So it could be, that's it. I want a divorce. I want this relationship to be done. I'm finished with this job. I need to love you, family member, from a distance. I'm done with this friendship, right? It could be any of those things, but there's a change here. Now, we have this working currently with the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords is a card of dishonesty, right? I mean, I mentioned about it being this idea of there being mask wearing here, but there's a running away from something. There's betrayal here. There's a theft energy about this, and because it's swords, you combine that with theft, there could be gaslighting, deflection, lying, just plain up lying. But what's crossing it is the Star, which is about renewal and hope and inner clarity, and this working towards healing something. The Star is Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is all about the future. So you're in this space where it's like, oh, I swear things are going to be different moving forward. Them saying this to you. Do you know what I mean? Them promising that things are going to be different. Them saying whatever they feel like they need to say in order for something to be different. But then, or somebody saying that they want something to be over when they actually really don't. That could be indicated here as well. We have the Fool energy as the crowning. And this is about fresh hope, taking chances, new path, new adventure, new. So there's an idea of new here, crowning for them, right? But at the same time, we have this working with the 5 of Wands, which is a battle of the wills. And they could be battling with themselves, for goodness sake, right? This is about this rivalrous energy, this challenge, these challenges, these obstacles that are coming up for them, right? In the foundation. Now, again, this could be with you. Nobody's winning here, though. Nobody wins in the 5 of Wands energy. Nobody wins. 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, nobody wins. half the time it's, you feel like it's the kind of argument, you know, when you're arguing with somebody and you're like, oh my God, this is so like not even my issue, this is your issue. So they might be feeling like something is very much like your thing and not theirs, and them not wanting to take ownership, and they're just being this rivalrous energy here, these challenges, these obstacles, and them being very like mindful of it. It's very interesting because I'm getting two very different energies here. I'm getting one of like healing and moving on in a new direction, but then it's like lip service is going on here. So we have this with the Eight of Wands. I feel like you're dealing with somebody who is very confused, because then we have the Eight of Wands, which does indicate is really good information coming in. So good news coming in, and it creating almost like a frenetic kind of energy that incites change in a good way, right? This incites a firm foundation. They want a firm foundation with you, but Sagittarius, I don't know if you can trust this person. I don't know, because the energy external to you, external to them rather, excuse me. Now, this could be them meeting somebody new, or this is the general energy surrounding them, is the Knight of Cups. And this is like Prince or Princess Charming coming in, some sort of romantic proposal, something like that, if it has to do with relationship. If it doesn't have to do with a relationship, it has to do with a job offer. So there may be a job offer coming in from outside, or somebody might be connecting with them saying, come on, you want to go out? Let's go have dinner. Let's go for a walk. Let's go do something. You follow? So this is external to them, somebody coming in and offering them something, and it ends up inciting a change. But their fear here is the Five of Swords, right? And as I mentioned, like nobody wins in this energy, right? But this is a very, again, another theft energy, right? Somebody could be gaslighting, deflecting, whatever, but this is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of being bullied. They're afraid of an argument. They're afraid of any kind of outburst with the Five of Swords energy. This is what they're afraid of. But at the end of the day, they don't feel like they belong in this connection with you, in this relationship, in this friendship, family connection, business endeavor that you guys are in. It worked for them at one point, but now it's not anymore. And they're just in this space of self-imposed restriction, isolation, imprisonment, feeling like the shoes are on the wrong feet, like it's just not the right thing. And then ultimately, the final outcome here is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is this ultimate walking away. It's this withdrawal and retreat, and this moving on and making the decision with sadness but no regret to abandon something, to move away from something. And if they are doing this to you, Sagittarius, heaven help them if they don't do it with grace and dignity. If they do something like a ghosting kind of thing, shame on them. They're getting some nasty karma coming back around, if this is what happened to any of you regarding this, whatever it is, friendship, intimate connection, whatever it is. All right, because this is not an energy that you mess around with where you don't handle it with grace. That's the thing with the Eight of Cups. Could definitely generate some very nasty karma if it's not handled responsibly, right? And it really is about there being a recognition in their mind anyway. And again, this is a subjective read. In their mind, right, they were never going to have what they wanted out of this situation in their mind, right? Because it's Saturn and Pisces is about our subconscious, but it's like what we dream about in our subconscious, what we really, really want for ourselves at the end of the day, like really. And Saturn is all about restriction and delay and no, and it just becoming too heavy and too difficult and not being able to, you know, see the forest for the trees, really, at the end of it. So this is what I see you dealing with, but it's interesting because I feel like they're going to be, at least for a minute, speaking out of both sides of their mouth, because it's like they don't want discord with you, but I see them moving into something else. So whatever it is, I don't care what it is, business opportunity, whatever. Yeah. All right. So let's see what Wisdom of the Oracle comes up for our Sagittarius friends. The Oracle. Not for you. Well, that's it. Not for you. Whatever you are needing to release now, Spirit wants you to know it wasn't for you in the first place. some sort of energy, some sort of that you needed to understand, some sort of lesson that you needed to learn. Could have been a karmic situation. Yeah. We have the 4th house of home, so there can be, the situation here can be affecting either somebody moving in, moving out, selling of a home, anything like that. But it could also challenge your ability to feel very grounded and rooted in something. We have Sagittarius, which has to do with your belief systems, right? Your moral code, your moral compass, and you feeling in your emotions, because the moon is your emotions. You feeling in your emotions that things are changed, right? As far as from a moral perspective, what is it that is the right thing for you to be involved in? Yeah. Sixth house. Interesting. 6th house has to do with your health, mental, physical, and emotional, right? So this is something that you need to focus on. Your day-to-day work environment, right? Focusing on your work. Your well-being. Your diet. Meditating. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself right now, Sag. Very important. Gemini, I think. So Gemini is also the energy of the student. You know, it's the 3rd house. So it rules all kinds of communication. It rules communication via the internet, all methods of communication, but it's also the card of the student. So, and you also got your 6th house, right? So you might be, you know, if not for you, if you lost your job. And so 6th house is your day-to-day work environment as well. You know, people that you work with or for, the actual physical environment. And Gemini, because it's, these are both Mercury energies, right? Because Gemini is ruled by Mercury and the 6th house is a Virgo energy, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury as well. This is very much like the magician energy, right? About learning something new to incite either a healthier perspective about how you are approaching your mental, physical, and emotional health, or learning something, communicating something differently that's going to end up helping you in your day-to-day work experience. So yeah, I do. I mean, ultimately, I like that. I feel like there's going to be some pain here for you. Letting go of something is always painful. Even if we know that it was not for us, we need to adjust and shed, right? But it does seem like you have some good positive energies to sort of move you in a more positive direction. But something was not for you. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.